Hey guys, welcome back to Easy Life. Today we're going to be continuing our career mode as Ronnie O'Sullivan, playing the European Masters. I think straight direct entry into the quarterfinals. The last 32 because we've qualified through 2 rounds. I think very long time ago. This was qualifying for this. This was actually somewhere near the beginning of the series. This was shortly after the World Open. This is a very long time ago. So yeah, we're taking on the Viking today, Kurt Maflin. And yeah, I think this will be a good, interesting match. I mean, Maflin's a decent player. We saw last year at the World Championship, he got quite far.
Welcome to the first round of the European Masters.
Oh, I think this camera angle is okay, yeah.
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, I think Maflin put up a good fight. I think he could well have gone even further in the quarterfinals. I think maybe McGill. Because I didn't think he'd be playing McGill in the quarters. It looked more like he'd be playing Jamie Clark. But let's not talk about McGill and Clark. We all know what happened on that match. That was a funny one. But yeah, you'd have to feel for Jamie Clark on it. Anyway, let's focus on my game. I'm just going to play my version of the cheap break, which I do well not to leave any reds on, and I'm actually nearly snookered it behind the green. Jay Page was doing that a lot in the Community World Championship final. Captain Goodspeed was hosting. I mean, you're probably not really interested in that. Straight away, Kurt's left us a long red to go at, so we're going to take this on. We're going to go for our shots. I mean, I'm a very attacking player. I don't like to refuse these. I mean, what's the point? They're pretty easy on this game.
That's an excellent opening red.
Yeah, that's an excellent shot, really. I'm on the black. Chance for 147, but let's walk before we can run. We ain't even made a century yet, you know. So 147's a bit of a distant dream, but it's something we can only dream of. I feel Snooker 19 does a good job to simulate the difficulty of shots, which is why it's such a good game in my opinion. I think that's what makes it exciting. It doesn't let you have a century break as easily as some other snooker games might do. It certainly doesn't let you have a maximum. I mean, certainly a maximum. You don't get those for free. Meanwhile, I've just got a free shot at the cannon.
Playing this with a lot of power.
Don't want to play with that much power now. First I wanted to cannon him, as you saw, but then I decided against it at the end. I just thought, you know what, it's not worth the risk. I'm going to get plenty of chances. And you know, I've hardly scored yet.
Not the best shot. I
did try and go into them there, but you know, missing them does that. The cue ball swings around the angles with the power that you've hit it with. I hit it obviously with a lot of power with the intention of it cannoning the reds. Now I don't think Kurt's going to play particularly well. He's probably about the same sort of area of the ranks as McGill was. McGill certainly didn't play well in that match. I mean, we didn't play particularly well to earn a 5-1 win. So he must have played rubbish. So I don't think. So I think I'll go for my shots with a bit more freedom than I could against Trump. Yeah, I think he'd be much more of a tough opponent than Reece Clark was yesterday, but that was... Yeah, Reece Clark's right down the rankings, Kurt's right up there. Well, don't know how up there he is, but I didn't actually look at his ranking when they showed it. I might have mentioned it yesterday, I can't remember. But I didn't really pay attention to it. I think we're still world number 3. And 13,000 ranking points I think we earned out of that visit to the quarterfinals. The quarterfinals, what was it? Last 16 of the China Championship. We don't actually, surprisingly enough, we don't actually get any ranking points for reaching the international championship. We don't actually get any prize money for it. So that's quite shocking. The loser was all we get is the chance to earn something from doing well at the international. I don't know if that's true for all events or just that one. I don't think I mentioned it yesterday, but I'm pretty sure it was the international. It can't have been this tournament. I mean, here, look at this. We come through 2 qualifying rounds. I think there was prize money for the loser here, so you know, I don't intend to lose this match. I still don't think I'm going to lose it. I mean, you know, it's early days yet. Nobody's won a frame. Meanwhile...
Yeah, played it well.
These reds are in very nice positions to score heavy and get myself going. Just it's a bit feels like a bit of a practice routine, you know. Don't really do much Snooker 19 practice routine. I mean, yeah. But this is a good chance to get going. Yeah, I'm sitting down today. It feels weird just to sit down and play this game. But yeah.
13.
Sitting down, just been on a high intensity walk, so I feel that feel a little bit tired. Went for a good old run yesterday. Still a bit tired after that, so yeah. I'm stood up now, just to... I kind of don't do as well at video games when I'm sat down, but yeah, just wanted to...
Nicely onto the black. 14.
It's beginning to enjoy this break now. Well, I was always enjoying it. And what's not to enjoy? It's a really good break. Okay, 14 at the moment. Let's have a little look where this is going to... Hopefully I can go on to make 100 from it. It's a really good chance, I feel. I'd be disappointed if I didn't make something good from this break. And this chance, I mean, the balls are at my mercy. 21 if this goes in, yep. One a red into the right centre, left centre.
21.
I also want a red to the right centre, but I don't want to take it. It's a tough red on this game. In real life, it's probably the red I'd go for. In real life, I'd say that shot's pretty easy, but on this game, and then it's funny that those shots are easier in real life, but harder on this game. I mean, you wouldn't imagine that. Harder on a video game than in real life, really, but yeah. Or maybe Snooker 19's harder than real life. I mean, the long shot, I mean, it isn't an entirely match up. I mean, shots like that, they're really hard in this game. You know, in real life, I wouldn't hesitate to pop them, really. Whereas in on Snooker 19, his long pots are really easy, whereas some other shots are really tough. I think playing this game a lot lately has changed the way my shot selection in real life. I tend to go for a lot of long reds down cushions now, and I do get them in, like with ease. And perhaps I could say it's opened my eyes up to the fact that there are easy shots which I just failed to notice, because snooker players don't go for them. You just commonly wouldn't imagine them, but meanwhile that's gone wrong.
Would you believe it? Ronnie
Didn't cut that enough.
22.
Shame to only have made 22 from such a good chance, but you know. Potted a few balls. Meanwhile, I'd say 4-0's pretty likely. And another good chance to make something decent. No century on this time, which was kind of in it. Which I feel a century break's always an incentive to score heavy.
1.
No, I don't really fancy the black. Does the yellow go? No, I'm going to have to go for this tough black. This isn't easy.
Well, he's taking it on to the left corner.
This is missable. Nope.
Loose play like that isn't what you'd expect from a player of his quality.
No, I even changed the potting angle to try and match it more to the pocket. It was still too thin. It's a tough shot. I'm giving him a lot of chances, and I shouldn't really be doing this. I mean, I'm going to have to play a lot better if I'm going to win the European Masters. I mean, I think I like this. I've qualified for the event. It's nice now because I don't have to play as many rounds. I've kind of done some early rounds. I'm automatically skipped ahead to like the later stage in the tournament. It's kind of like motivates me to play a little bit better.
13.
I'm pretty sure I would have played 2 qualifying rounds, though I could be wrong. It could be just 1 qualifier. Because I'm pretty sure the European Master has 32 players in it. It might be a 64-player event. I'm pretty sure it's 32. It's not 128 because we obviously qualified.
22.
As I say, it's a very long time ago. I can't remember who we played in the qualifiers. I think this game's modelled off the 2018-2019 season.
27.
Because if it was modelled off the 2019-2020 season, then
Kurt Maflin, 27.
the European because it says on the calendar that European Masters here is in like September or something, or August or September, I think. In 2020, in the 1920 season, it wasn't in.
Well, that's just
that time. It was in January, I think, when Robertson beat Zhou 9-0. There was obviously another one in 2020. But that was in August, and that was part of the following season.
No, not this time. Close, but a miss nonetheless.
Oh, I should have just played the tuck up. I knew I wasn't going to get it. It was a silly shot, and I've only profited 1 point out of that chance. I'm behind in this frame now. Behind in the match. Oh dear. Kurt Maflin. Got the table at his mercy if he gets this red, and this red's permissible. You know, he's missed some easy shots in this frame, bearing in mind Judd Trump missed some easy shots against us in that horrible China Championship match. You know, I don't really want to talk about it, but I just can't help but letting it get into my mind. Whoa, wrong side of the blue, bolt colour? No. So long, missable yellow. Well, not long, but he's got it.
11.
So he's going to need brown and blue. It looks like a 1-0 lead for the Viking.
20.
This pink goes in, I'll concede, of course. Yeah, I do need 2 snookers, yeah. He was probably the better player in that frame. I didn't really deserve to win it, but I still believe I can win this match. And I'm only 1-0 behind. You know, obviously, it's alarming. It does alarm you. I mean, losing such an early frame, I obviously would have expected to have won that. But already, this is a much better table than the last because there are more free reds. I suppose this is a really good chance for me to score heavy. Like, I know I didn't do it in the last frame, but doesn't mean I won't do it in this one. I got a good chance here, and I don't want to mess it up.
Well, no surprises here with the long pot attempt. Really impressive cueing. 6.
So, as we have for the last few videos, we're going to try and play 4 frames. I'd like to be able to get these 4 frames. I think it's nice just rather than to play random sessions of 2 or 3 frames like I used to. I prefer this new format that I managed to get into doing. I mean, even if I'm winning all 4 frames, obviously winning a frame takes longer than losing it because your shots take longer than your opponents because you're just fast forwarding your opponents. So, but even if I do have, but there are a couple of mini sessions that I've won 4-0, and I've done it in one video, so I don't think it's beyond the realms. You know. Which I think, yeah, is exciting. Makes this more. It just makes it more realistic, I suppose. It's you don't have to wait as long for a match to finish. I mean, 3 videos for a best of 7, like the Martin Gould match and the Marco Fu match. It's ridiculous, I know. It really is. I mean, I'm not going to try and hide it. It's a joke. It's bad. They should be shorter than that, but I'm sorry they're not. Man, that Martin Gould match was quite a long way of...
He's aiming to sink this.
Quite a few matches ago now, but at the time of filming this video, that video is still unaired. It's going to air tonight at 6 PM. It's just short of 11 AM at the moment. I'm filming this. It's quite early days, quite early in the day yet. I'm just wondering, does this pink go? I think it does. Oh, I overhit that quite a long way. Like, it doesn't make too much difference there, but I just overhit the power bar. Like, on another shot, that could have been end of break, but that shot was fine. Like, I mean, if I was playing with side spin and all that, you know, that would be end of break for me, I think. Just dropping this in to take the long cheap blue on. This is anything but a cheap blue. This is a for what's supposed to be for what's widely considered as an easy shot in this game. I feel pressure on this. I feel a lot of pressure. I feel a lot of pressure on this shot. I've got it though. I felt pressure.
Trademark long top there. Such talent. 25.
I know it may not seem as a lot. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but man, that was a tough shot. Make no mistake. We're going to need another good shot here, but this is just positional.
Well, he's looking at potting this into the right corner pocket.
Playing that with plenty of power.
Brimming with
Stop
confidence
short of the
there,
bulk
but the
line.
roll of the
Stop
match.
short of the... No, I don't really mind, actually. I wouldn't have minded if it had ran past the bulk line, because I got the cheap blue, and the cheap blue is probably easier pot and easy to get back to the reds. So I didn't mind.
This requires a really good strike.
You could argue it's not good to get up if you shot like that once you're down on it. I mean, you saw Sean. I don't know if you watched the World Final this year. You saw Sean Murphy in that last frame. Virgo and Hendry, I think, were in the commentary box. They didn't think that he should have got off that shot on the rest. He shouldn't have looked at it, because maybe he could have played a better safety if he'd gone for the safety. I knew that was missable, and I was pinching a bit of pocket because it didn't really go. Well, you know what I talked about the other day, pinching a bit of pocket, just trying to nick the side of the pocket. Just trying to,
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
because it doesn't quite go fully, or you're trying to generate an angle or whatever. Disappointed to have only made 31 from that, but I feel it was just starting to get a bit tricky. The blacks tied up and the pink weren't all that good.
Kurt Maflin.
The hell was that? Just going to nick my chance of the century, is that what that was? I don't know how boring it is to just listen to me harping on about making a century break. No.
Close, but not quite.
Now, Kurt, what you got? He hasn't played well in this match, and to be quite honest, we can't have played all that good. And if we were to go 2-0 down, I'd be pretty disgusted. But you know, there's still plenty of room for error yet in this frame. There's still a lot of reds. What was there? I made that 7 reds? Oh yeah, sorry guys. Well, let's just take a seat. Oh, let's just have a little look what Kurt's gonna do. What's he actually on? Is he playing for a red? No, he's playing for a red. I think there's a red on into the that red above the black spot. And that red obviously into the green pocket, but that's a different breed of ball.
13.
It's a different region of the table, you know.
18.
I feel this is dangerous. We're letting Kurt get into his stride, which, you know, isn't a good thing. We're letting him build up confidence,
24.
and it's hurting us now. Look at this. He's getting good shots in. You know, I think that red below the black goes. It does, yeah.
25.
I don't think we're going to win this match if we carry on like this. We're giving him too many chances.
Kurt Maflin, 25.
A nervy one. There's an unexpected miss from the Viking, as I think his nickname is. They introduced him at the World Championship session. I watched the one where he only lost 2. He only lost 2. He did lose 2 frames. He didn't win any.
1.
Unlucky how he lost that match though. I mean, I know at 9-1 down, it doesn't really look like the player's going to come back, but it probably just wouldn't have been nice to see the match go on a little bit longer. I mean, it was an evening session, so you do want an evening of snooker. We did have a lot of early finishes. Of course, there was another match starting on the other table, the second round match, I think. But, yeah, I wouldn't have been watching it if it was an evening session. I would have had school, so I think I had some homework to do after that as well, so I just thought I'd watch the end of that match because it didn't have long left, so.
He's playing this into the right centre pocket.
It was a shame. There are a lot of early finishes on the World Championship.
Really impressive cueing.
14.
I think either the sessions, because there weren't a lot of sessions starting at night, not in the first round anyway. There were only a couple of matches, I think, that started in the evening. Is that going to reach? Of course it is.
15.
Right. You want to see an exhibition shot? Ever wanted to see an exhibition shot?
I think he's playing.
99.9%. Nope, missed him completely. It's not gone in off, has it? It's not gone in off.
That's a pretty
Oh,
careless
dearie me, it's free ball, isn't it?
foul. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 50. Kurt Maflin, 4.
I think I've missed.
He might pay for that error. Let's see how this develops.
Okay, so
Foul in the miss.
So Kurt's just making me play from here. Kurt the Viking.
Free ball.
So it is a free ball for Kurt. It would have been a free ball for Kurt if he'd obviously chosen to take it. He doesn't get. I don't get the free ball, and I think that should be a rule. I think that would really change the dynamic of the game. If you put your opponent in and it's a free ball, they do take the free. They are allowed to have the free ball. And just because I fouled, it doesn't mean I deserve not to have a free ball. And meanwhile, I should have just played a silly little risk. I should have just played a silly riskless shot. If that's even riskless, is that even a word?
This is developing into a fascinating safety battle.
The only risk with this shot is the double kiss. Don't get the double kiss, man. I dodged the double kiss. Like, that was the most majestic way to dodge the double kiss. I mean, if there's a replay function like there is on the older snooker games, like World Snooker Championship 2005, that I've been watching lately on Captain Goodspeed's channel. And yeah,
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
although Captain Goodspeed, I say he's been doing a series. I say I've been watching it. That doesn't mean to say he's been doing it lately. I think he is going to do one at some point. But I mean, I'm talking about his one from 2018. I think I might have mentioned this in a recent video.
That's a top shot.
That was fantastic. Yeah, it's 2018 because he keeps talking about the World Championship 2018, and then he started talking about Snooker 19 about to come out.
Coming up.
Is that there? Is it? Oh.
What a magnificent pop.
Oh, only 2 battery cells left.
Well,
So this has been charging all night. It was fully charged, and then now it's down to 2 battery cells after some 22 minutes of
That's an
filming.
excellent pop.
That's a disgusting
He
shot.
really looks in fine form at the moment.
You know, these guys are blowing my trumpet. I mean,
9.
that doesn't even make sense. I mean, the phrase is you're blowing your own trumpet. These guys are bigging me up for whatever reason. If you put it like that, commentators are just paid to
And that
big people up,
effectively shuts
aren't
down his
they?
opponent in this frame.
talk about bigging people up. I remember when Luo Hong Hao played at the World Championship a few years ago. They were really bigging him up before his match. It was so funny. Like, oh, this guy, he can play the piano. He's a snooker player. He does everything. They were talking about him as if he was so good. I mean, I'm not laughing at his misfortune or anything. But it was pretty funny. I mean, to big somebody up that much, and then to have him lose 10-0. And you can't deny the fact that that it did make me laugh. I mean, it was funny. I mean, it wasn't nice to watch him lose 10-0, but it was memorable. I mean, it's a lesson to be learnt from the BBC. Don't big somebody up because they might lose 10-0.
Chance, but chance
And
nonetheless.
10-0. That's a disgusting scoreline. And at 9-0 overnight or whatever, at 9-0 I would have just said, I would have requested not to be filmed for the. I would have said, please can you not film me for the last frame? I would have literally called it the last frame. I wouldn't have even expected. Well, I would have tried to have won a frame. You know, it's not impossible theoretically. 9-0, you just want to win a frame. 9-1, you thought that was a good frame. Let's try and win another one. 9-2, and then you kind of continue that. 9-3, 9-4. You got to a mid-session interval.
And now the frame is his.
And after that, you can kind of relax at the mid-session interval and think that you've won the lottery. Even if you lose 10-4 there, at least it wouldn't look so bad as 10-1 or something. But you come back 9-5, 9-6. You know, 9-6, you'd put pressure on, wouldn't you? It's possible, but I've never seen it happen. I've seen players come back from 8-1. I mean, I remember Graham Dott did it a few years ago. He did it. He was doing it in the qualifiers as well against Tian Pengfei. And Tian eventually beat him, but he didn't let Tian have it easily.
He's playing to the right corner here.
Tian Pengfei, the unluckiest player to ever grace the Crucible. Or is that Jimmy White, man? I don't think Tian Pengfei's a long way off Jimmy White's misfortune either. And to lose that match in the manner he did against Maguire, I mean Maguire knows that. Maguire probably even feels for Tian. I mean, that was such like the harshest defeat you'd ever see.
Playing this with plenty of power.
I'm just going all blooded here. My break-offs are crap.
That's a poor shot.
I'm not going to try and hide it. My break-offs are my break-offs are rubbish. Rubbish.
Fine.
I just played that shot one-handed, like with the controller in one hand, the other hand just resting
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
on the windowsill. Yeah. Right, I'm actually going to play a little bit of a risky shot here. It worked out a treat. My plan was to bring out reds into play, but not really leave him any. I suppose I've left him something, but he ain't gone for it, so I don't really give a don't really care much for it, you know.
This is an intriguing safety battle.
Is it, Dave? David Hendon, the voice of snooker. I don't know how people think Dave's the voice of snooker. No, the voice of snooker is JV and JV only. JV obviously being John Berger.
Here, and he doesn't want to underhit this.
I think I've overhit this. No? Has he left me a question? Has he left me a pot is the question. I'm gonna bring reds into play here, but hopefully it was similar to the first shot of the safety break battle. Oh, I've left him on, but it's a very tough red. I don't expect him to get it, even if he goes for it. He has gone for it and he has got it.
One.
So how costly is that error going to prove to be? It was more of a tempter that was more likely to go wrong than I don't think it's going to be very costly at all.
Kurt Maflin, 4.
So I'm onto the table, but this isn't a very good chance. Black's not on its spot, so first item on the agenda, get it back on its spot.
Great positional shot. He'll be happy with that.
I haven't done that, but I want a bulk colour, you know. I'm probably afford a bulk colour if I'm going to make this century, you know. I've only peeled 3 reds. Well, I've peeled 2 reds myself so far. Obviously 1 in this break. Kurt's peeled a red in this frame. I think he only peeled 1 red. I think he took red and green. It's red and bulk colour.
That's a bit sloppy. He's lost position here. 4.
Dave says I lost position. Obviously this red goes. But of course this red's anything but easy.
Well, it goes. Half a chance here.
I feel pressure. I feel pressure.
Oh, so close. He needed some luck there.
And he didn't get it. These guys are so predictable. I should just turn off the commentary and say their quotes, or say John Virgo quotes from 2005. Or maybe I should just use commentators' quotes from these games.
One. 6.
I think he's got the requisite angle to be nicely on the next. Requisite. That's a big word, isn't it? Requisite angle. I think he's got the requisite angle.
This really is tricky.
At the very least, he's got a bit of potting practice.
Half a chance, and he's grabbed it with both hands.
I can't help thinking that he's thinking of 7 points here.
1.
There's a good little commentary team. At least it's not the same 2 commentators every time. Like Snooker 19, Dave Hendon and Neil Founds. I can't buy position. I cannot buy good position here. Yeah, it wasn't the easiest shot in the world, but what the No! Oh,
Not played that well. Tough shot, but he could have played it better.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 8.
well, we left Kurt in. I don't think this is a century sort of festival. I think this is just a matter of. I think this is just a matter of scrapping over the line. Not scraping over it, just scrapping over it. Yeah, scrapping, scraping.
8.
No wonder the words sound the same. Scrappy frame. You scrape to the victory. It means nothing, you know. It was anybody's to win. I think this is this frame's just like going in, it's just, what's the word? Swinging back and forth.
12.
Meanwhile, Kurt's on a break of 19. At the very least, he'd had a bit of potting practice in that
Kurt
visit to the
Maflin,
table.
19. Well, he's taking the red on. Brilliant.
I overhit that. I'm always scared about it now when I overhit the power bar or underhit the power bar. Obviously you'll come to appreciate having watched so much of Captain Goodspeed, because he's. I mean, I don't mean to keep going on about him. You probably are getting a bit bored of hearing his name. Probably are thinking, who the hell is this guy? He can't be that good. He don't have many subs, like compared to big YouTubers. He's got about 17. I suppose it's more than me, so I can't talk, but I won't call myself a big YouTuber. I mean, I've got about as many views as a lot of these overrated YouTubers, and it just annoys me to see people overrated like that. Like, I'm so underrated. Like, it's just the fact that the right people haven't found my channel yet. The right people being the snooker fans,
The cue ball a touch here.
the people who love Snooker 19, like the people who think Snooker 19, career mode, snooker, the people who live for watching snooker, they haven't found my channel. The people who live for Mario Kart, the people who live for weather reports,
Excellent.
Mario Kart Wii, predicting Mario Kart 9, what else, bloody, all sorts of kind of things. Super Mario Maker, Mario 3D World, you know,
He lost the cue
all that
ball
lovely
touch.
stuff that I used to do on my
Would have wanted
channel.
better control, really.
But my favourite series to make has without doubt been Snooker 19. Like, it's the one that I won't give up. It's the one that I won't give up on, I hope. Because I think the thing that motivates me to keep making this series is the fact that the best tournaments are yet to come. The UK Championship, which I ain't all that fond of, because, yeah, let's face it, it's just a lot of rounds of rubbish players before you're going to get battered by the good ones. The Masters, I can't really talk there. I've got really good players in that tournament to have to get past. But at least I'm straight into the last 16. Obviously no ranking points, but still. Don't know about World Grand Prix, Tour Championship, Players Championship. I think I've got a long way to go to qualify for those. And obviously World Championship at the end of the season, I don't envisage not being in the top 16. Just potting some balls will do me. I think if I ever do season again, I think I might mention this in a previous video, but if I ever do a career mode again, I'll probably skip some of these early events because they're not that exciting. I don't mind the European Masters. I'm here now, qualified. It's not a bad event. But I did think it was best of 9 in the first round. I'm assuming that it will be best of 9 in the quarterfinals.
Tricky pot, no doubt.
Perhaps, and then best of 11 in the semis, and then best of 17 in the final. I think it will do a home nations event structure.
Perfect position.
37.
So Dave Enden says, "What a great shot!" Like
In it goes.
it's the best thing you've seen. Whilst
Wonderful shot.
Neil's criticising me like, not the best shot or whatever, like his style remarks.
43.
Meanwhile, I've got a break going here.
Just needs this red.
And this for a 2-1 lead. And it's there.
That's a top shot. Well played.
And that shuts the door on his opponent in this.
I can't be bothered to play black to yellow because you know how bad I am at that shot. And I don't want to potentially risk going in off. I'd like to just clear the table here. 27 points wouldn't do too much harm. But every time I say I'd like to clear the table, I always mess it up.
44.
44, not a bad break. 44, not a bad break. It should give me a 2-1 lead in this match. Should do the Mark King.
Looks like he's trying to get the cue ball tight on the cushion here.
What a judgment. What a judgment.
Excellent safety shot.
He didn't knock the green in there. That was my exact intention though on my previous shot. I don't want to hit the brown. So I'm just gonna skim the red nice and thin. Not the red, you know what I mean. That one, the yellow. The reds are all gone obviously off this table. I'm pretty sure I'll get a snooker behind brown or blue. Brown or blue, I think the blue half ball.
That's what he was after. Nicely played.
Sounds like a snooker to me. But the Viking gets out of it. It's a good player, is the Viking. They don't call him the fighter for nothing. I don't know what they call him. They call him the Viking, obviously.
The long pot's on, and he's going for it.
The Norwegian Viking. He's from Norway, isn't he?
Quality cueing there, really
Did
good.
the Vikings come from Norway or something like that then? I don't know. Don't know why they call him Viking. I suppose he's just a fighter. They like to use that nickname. Something to do with fighter, but the Viking, what a weird nickname.
5.
The Viking. And they're like the Warriors. That you got the Warrior in Caramels, and you got Jamie Jones, the Welsh Warrior.
That's just magnificent.
What other fighter names have you got? You got what have we got? We got a pistol, Mark Allen. Although I think he's more like a water pistol. With his
14.
silly little complaints that he's made in the past about Ronnie O'Sullivan
Well, he's looking
and Barry
this
Hearn's
into the
little
right corner pocket.
and Barry Hearn's filming or something like that. I don't know. It's just funny. It's just pathetic things to say, a bit like water rather than bullets or whatever you'd fire out of a pistol. I don't really know. Don't really know
Now,
what
can he drop
you'd use a
this into
pistol
the right
for.
corner?
It's just another word for some dangerous weapon or whatever. I don't know. Well, we've got 10 minutes left for one more frame. We haven't been playing particularly fast at all, but
That's the frame in the bag.
I'm not going to give up on that.
So, a one-frame advantage. He'll be looking to build more pressure on his opponent in this
Because
frame.
Kurt Maflin's breaking off in this
Yes, he
frame.
played well in that last
Kurt
frame.
Maflin.
I think
That'd be a
he
fitting
pushed on
nickname.
it.
Thank you, the fourth frame.
Maflin, more like muffin.
Tricky pop coming up.
I bet he likes his muffins. I bet Ronnie O'Sullivan likes his muffins. No, Ronnie O'Sullivan probably doesn't eat muffins.
That's loose.
He does so much running. Why would you eat a muffin after that? Why would you kill yourself? Why would you kill yourself doing running? Well, you don't kill yourself, but man, you're tiring yourself out to the bone. And then just eat a muffin to work it all off. Well, at least I got 1 point in this frame, nonetheless. Oh, what a stupid shot. He's really showing off his Viking skills here.
Yes, he's no
I
giving.
mean, you know, if he was a Viking, I don't think he'd be deliberately losing.
Tremendous pop.
He'll be very happy with the position here.
Or maybe it's a match fix. Oh, let's not talk about match fixing. You know how strict they are with match fixing. Imagine match fixing was legal, it would be the funniest thing.
That's really opened the table up here.
8.
And I'm sure you never know, there might still be players on circuit who match fix. I don't think Jamie Jones was match fixing. I think he knew about it or something. He knew about some breaching. I think him and David John, or was David John...
Nice position.
I think David John ain't come back to the tour, but that's probably because he ain't qualified. I don't think he was that high up the ranks anyway. I'd heard of him right vaguely, but I hadn't really considered him as a major player. Like Jamie Jones, I knew was a good player.
16.
Seems like we hadn't seen Jamie Jones for ages before this season. I suppose it was like the beginning of 2020, or was it the beginning of 2019? It must have been the beginning of 2019, because he came back in 2020. So it was a very long time he's been off the circuit.
17.
So we hadn't seen him for a long time. No wonder it feels like a long time. Beginning of 2019, who won the Masters in 2019? Judd Trump. Seems like a while since he won the Masters. See, that's how long we're talking. He's been off the circuit for a long time. It's been good to see him back this season. He's had a really strong start. And yeah, speaking of strong starts to seasons, I think Marco Fu, he's coming. He's trying to come back next season. I don't know if he's going to have to come through Q School or anything, but yeah, I think he's going to need a strong start to this season if he's to get right back into it. Like Jamie Jones is kind of like.
25.
It's kind of like the model comeback, I suppose. What you've seen from Jamie. It's exemplary stuff. And obviously he knows how to play snooker. He's been on the circuit before. I don't know if he's ever won anything, but yeah, I can't remember who was saying he needs a season like Marco. I think it was Captain Goodspeed, or maybe it was a commentator. I'm pretty sure it was Captain Goodspeed. I've been watching so much of him lately that, like, I remember what he says. Like, I think they should employ him. I mean, they employed some weird They should employ Captain Goodspeed as a commentator. It'd actually be good. People would like him. I think they employed a lot of weird commentators lately, such as Rob Walker. You know. Even Jack Lisowski and Judd Trump are a surprise. They actually were interviewing. They actually interviewed Jack on his experience in punditry, on how he how it felt it went, and all that. He goes, he was nervous to do it, but he felt obliged to do it because obviously Judd Trump had been saying all that stuff about old voices and new voices. I mean, Jack, and you know, it's not Jack's fault that Judd wanted to kick off a fuss about that, but I suppose Jack's, you know, he's his best friend. You know, I think it'd be expected to, because he'd been gifted an opportunity. He had to take it, really. Stephen Hendry asked him if he felt embarrassed about doing that after he'd lost, because he just lost him. He just lost in the tournament. Stephen Hendry didn't know how he'd not feel embarrassed. That's what we all thought whilst he was doing it before that interview came out. Wouldn't you feel a bit embarrassed? Like, I mean, Jack said he thought to himself, but Ronnie O'Sullivan does it for Eurosport, so why can't I do it? Which, you know, is true. Ronnie O'Sullivan does do it on Eurosport after he loses, so, you know, I suppose in one aspect Jack Lazarski's right, but in another way, no offence to Jack, but Ronnie's been doing it for a long time, Ronnie's proved himself as a player. He's won 6 titles. Obviously, I haven't won them for him in this career mode, but I haven't even got to the World Championship yet. It's obviously a long way away, but forget my career mode. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real life.
Position that's very good here.
I think I'm on this red. I hope I am. If I'm not on this red, I'll be disgusted. No, I'm on it. That's good. But yeah, Ronnie's proved himself as a player. No disrespect to Jack. Jack hasn't really won anything to prove that he's a good player. Obviously, it comes back down to the fact that Jack has probably felt very pressured into doing that because of what Judd Trump has said. Like I said, they're very best of friends. I think they live together. I'm not sure. I think they do, because Judd asked him in an interview once, or Jack asked Judd for an interview once, what's for dinner, and the other guy goes, whatever you buy. So, you know, I'm pretty sure they live together. I'm pretty sure they mentioned it in a final, or maybe they used to live together. I think they're childhood friends, so they've got a strong friendship, and you kind of think that whatever one of them does, they have to kind of live and die by what each other say, you know, which is what Jack went and did. He didn't die, but he stuck with it and didn't disappoint. And then obviously Judd Trump is the one who said all that stuff, so come on, Judd. When Jack was in the commentary box, I thought I wouldn't be surprised if Judd Trump was in here, but I thought, nah, hopefully he doesn't come. You know, I think I might have said it, but I didn't mind Jack as a commentator. He was actually entertaining. He wasn't entertaining, but he wasn't as bad as Judd. I didn't mind Jack. He kind of fits in there. Judd, I just didn't think fit that well at all. I mean, I'm not criticising him like badly. I mean, I couldn't do it. I'd be nervous, but you could tell Judd was nervous. I mean, I could tell Judd was nervous. Just the way he was talking, he was so it was almost like he was muttering at times. He was worried.
So this pot into the right corner.
You know, Steve Davis and all that lot. They've been doing their punditry for a long time. They're probably not as nervous to go on screen. Even his after-match interviews, Judd Trump still speaks in that nervous tone. Perhaps he's nervous.
Just this red needed.
Perhaps he's a shy person. I don't really know, obviously. I don't personally know him like Jack Lazowski.
Right out of the top drawer.
I've overrun a bit for
That
this
should be
black.
it. No real way for his opponent.
Oh,
to
but
break
what
down.
a
61.
what a beauty this would be, you know. What a beauty this would be.
Taking on this pink.
It's a long pink into the green pocket.
He would have hoped for a better split there.
67.
It's a shame that that didn't go in. Probably should have played it with a tracer top spin, but whatever. You know, break 67, not bad, not my finest. You know, I made that 93 break in a recent video. I think was it against the Reece Jones dude? Reece Jones! Reece Jones! Triple! Oh! Reece Clark even. But yeah, that's a good chance. Anyway, I think I'd take it.
67.
67. There you go. A 3-1 lead at a. It's not even a mid-session interval. But I definitely ain't got enough time for another frame. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Please subscribe and
This will be concerning
like,
for an opponent.
comment on how you
Cue the fifth frame.
think the series is
Ronnie
going.
O'Sullivan.
Thank you very much. See you soon, and goodbye.